just seeing something so fragile and just there. I mean, it was just so heartwarming. That was the moment I knew she was going to be my best friend.
Hey friends, and welcome back to another episode of The Hero's Journey, Life Beyond the Diagnosis. I'm Brianna Baskerville.
And I'm Brianna Gallegos, and we're so glad that you're here.
Today's episode is a special one. We're sitting down with Kalley Hough, a 17-year-old sibling to not just one, but two amazing heroes in our community. Kalley offers a unique and powerful perspective as a big sister who walks alongside her siblings through their medical journeys with strength, love, and so much heart.
We often talk about the impact chronic illness has on parents and patients, but today we get to hear from someone who plays an important role behind the scenes, a sibling. Kalley's insight, maturity, and compassion are beyond her years, and we're so excited to hear your story today.
And a huge thank you to Covenant Housing for sponsoring this episode.
Let's jump in.
Can you start telling us, by telling us a little bit about Clarabelle and Kyson, what they are like and what makes them special to you?
Well, to start off, Clarabelle is a sweet little Spitfire who loves to dance and swim, sing. She loves pageants. She has nationals coming up.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes. Kyson, on the other hand, he is just a huge bundle of joy. He loves garbage trucks, fire trucks, fast cars, trash cans. He loves his Who Farted song on YouTube.
And how old is Kyson?
Kyson just turned 6 years old in January.
And Clarabelle's?
7.
7.
Yes.
So they're pretty close in age.
They're Irish twins, yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Oh my goodness. So what does a typical day in the life of a sibling with two heroes look like?
Well, our typical school morning day would be everybody helps out getting Kyson ready. We help get him dressed. Waking him up is kind of difficult sometimes, so making sure somebody gets his meds ready, somebody gets his clothes ready, somebody gets his hair brushed, and, we all take turns. We all try to pitch in, getting him into his wheelchair. Sometimes he's super excited for the school bus, and sometimes he asks to stay home. He's very verbal with himself, and he will ask to stay home. It gets difficult sometimes, but Clarabelle even helps out. She likes to go grab some things that we'll ask for. Clarabelle's just like any other little kid. She sleeps in as long as she possibly can.
Not a morning person, huh?
Oh, no. Me and her are the exact same. Yeah. After the kids go to school, Kyson attends a regular class just like everybody else, as well as Clarabelle. We just come home and do our normal routine. We try our hardest just to be a normal family, although there are the hard times and the hardships and the struggle. We have practices in the afternoon. Sometimes it's this kid this day. Usually it's Clarabelle for dance or pageants. And, we try to just move just like every other family would. The only different thing would be having to help Kyson. You get to walk around every day. You say, I want a water. You get up and you go get a water. Kyson has to say, I want a water cup, and he can't just get up and go do that. So throughout the day, that's what some of his siblings do is we pick him up and we put him in his wheelchair. We go set him on the trampoline. We make him shake cups, just all the typical.
Yeah. That's awesome. What is Clarabelle and Kyson's diagnoses, and how did you learn about their condition, and what were those early days like?
So for Clarabelle, I'll start off with her because I don't know the full diagnosis she has. I know Clarabelle has 4 heart conditions. There's been times where she has to have a heart monitor tracked just for a whole month. Clarabelle has been restricted from most physical sports. So she can't be as physical as most kids her age, but she never lets that stop her. She is a competitive dancer.
Mm-hmm.
She's Miss Kansas Petite Diamond Miss, I believe.
That's a full title.
It is.
It is. She's a Miss Kansas queen. And, well, princess. She's a princess, but she's a queen to me.
Oh.
But she's my best friend. I mean, really, her diagnosis really just doesn't
define her.
Whenever she did come to us, she was 6 days old when she came into our placement.
So Clarabelle's adopted.
All of my siblings are adopted, yes. So a really special thing that does come with, you know, the Wichita's Littlest heroes and having the special needs siblings is Kyson comes from a private adoption and Clarabelle comes from foster care. And so, you know, we really did kind of get to choose to bring them in and just care for these kids and just all inclusivity, no matter like what they're going through.
That's amazing.
I remember I was in 5th grade when Kyson finally got to come home from the NICU. I think that he was maybe a month old, maybe longer actually. One thing about Kyson was he defied all odds. Absolutely. I remember he was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. He's quadriplegic. He was intended to be legally blind, nonverbal.
He's verbal.
That kid, yes, he loves to talk. Man, he loves his trash cans and his fast cars, and he loves to talk. Kyson knows his alphabet. Kyson, like, he's just the smartest boy ever.
Yeah, so he really defied the
Everything,
odds.
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
I remember being so scared, and then just growing up with him, I couldn't be more than proud.
Oh,
I couldn't. Yeah.
yeah.
He's just amazing.
He is a cutie. He'll melt your heart.
What do you feel like you've learned from your siblings, like going through the day-to-day and all the things?
I've just learned to not take advantage of my opportunities that I've been given. You know, there's people out there that are put in positions, like I was saying earlier, Kyson can't go grab his own cup of water, you know, and that's something that I have laid in bed and just thought of, you know. I am incredibly grateful to be in the position that I am, because even with my siblings, I know that they've fought so hard to get to where they are, and they've reached every milestone that they've pushed and dreamed of. But there's still some kids out there that they don't even have what's close to what Kyson and Clarabelle have, and they don't have the support system, you know. And so something that I learned was really just to not take advantage and just be incredibly inclusive with everybody and understand that my family might have a lot of stuff going on, but there's probably other people and other families out there that just have it a little bit harder. And so just always to make sure to stay kind and caring, and, you know, no matter what, just try to be there for people, because you never know what's going on at home.
Yeah, that's
You have
beautiful.
such a kind heart. That is so sweet.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like people forget about the siblings in medical families? What's one thing that you wish more people understood?
So I can see how that would be a problem. I can see how, you know, there would be so much attention, you know, the hospital visits and the therapy just almost every day. And that is fortunately an issue that my parents have just tried so hard to keep my siblings away from. Thankfully, I have been blessed with parents that try to give each kid the same amount. You know, they we all play sports. We all are involved. We all do school activities. And yes, sometimes I'll have a wrestling tournament that my mom can't show up to. And that is completely understandable because I still have that amazing text in the morning from her that's saying, like, you got this, baby girl, you're going to do amazing. And so I do know that there are families out there. And so something that I wish people understood was just that, yes, and this is mostly aimed towards adults, just because growing up, I went through this. A lot of the parents are probably having strong feelings, you know. As a teenage girl, I have grown like a huge empathetic heart, and so I know that whenever you're probably the mother of a beautiful son or daughter that has just been recently diagnosed, it might be really hard, but I feel that something people need to really remember is that as a sibling, it's almost terrifying being told that, you know, your sibling has at any point in chance they could pass away, at any point in chance they could shut down, like me. At any point in moment in the day, my brother can have a seizure, and you know, that's just something that we have to deal with. As a 5th grader, I was having to stay with my grandma, stay with my aunt, because my parents were spending maybe like a week at the hospital at most at times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
when those types of things happen, or even now, like that emotional part for you, how do you take care of yourself, and what do you do to make sure that you are okay?
Well, something personally that I am completely open with talking about is I have a very healthy relationship with my therapist. I attend counseling, which is very healthy for me. It helps you get your emotions out, and, you know, it's just a really healthy way of debriefing.
Sounds like your mom's done a really good job of
yes.
making sure you have those resources.
Absolutely.
She's super understanding about how hard it can be. Kind of just to bring in that last question a little bit, my mom knows that, you know, there's times where she's just very focused on Kyson a whole lot, mainly because he is wheelchair bound. And so she does give those opportunities. She's just very, hey, why don't you go hang out with your friends? You know, like, how was cheerleading? You know, I came home really late last night from work, and my mom was still awake wanting to talk to me. That's something really healthy that we do. I don't get to see her a whole lot throughout the day, and so just me and my mom like to sit and talk late at night. Maybe every night. But yeah, I personally, to help me not get so overwhelmed, would just be to step back and just, you know, remember, keep myself grounded. It's okay. You know, some kids are going to scream, and then it'll all get better, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes things just get a little bit hard.
Yes.
Is there a special moment or memory with your siblings that really sticks out to you? Something that made you laugh, cry, or feel really proud?
So for my Clarabelle, that's my baby Belle. That's her nickname. And so
Sweet.
My favorite memory that I have of Belle, honestly, is just whenever I first saw her. Bringing her home, my parents just had this tiny, she was just this big. She was just so tiny, baby in this huge car seat, and just seeing something so fragile and just there. I mean, it was just so heartwarming. That was the moment I knew she was going to be my best friend. I just holding her.
I mean, be my big sister.
No matter what I was told about her, no matter what she had going on, I knew that was going to be my best friend.
Oh.
And so with Kyson as well, it had to have been his early ages. But my most favorite memory of Kyson is whenever he had a condition called Harley Quinn syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Coolest thing ever. He was split half down his body, half red, half normal. And he was in the NICU when this happened, and I remember like my mom talking about it, freaked her out. And we used to have a camera. Now this was just super cool. He was in the NICU for so long, we had a camera in his little like bassinet that connected to the TV at home.
Oh, wow.
And so we watched him turn half red one time.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, we were all like shocked. And my mom was up there at the time at the hospital. And like, I remember her saying like how crazy and just wow factor that was.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yep, Harley Quinn syndrome. It was pretty
Sounds like
magical.
Kyson's always keeping you on your toes.
Always. That man, that little boy, yeah.
How has being a sibling to two heroes shaped who you are today as a person, student, friend, or even your future goals?
Hold on, I have this one as well. So, having two heroes in my family has really helped shape me into a kind-hearted, all-inclusivity, just empathetic person, I feel. You know, in my high school, I'm involved with Circle of Friends. I am the Super Colts soccer and basketball coach.
What is that?
Super Colts, my mascot is Colts, and so our Super Colts is the special needs sports team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so the upperclassmen have a chance to volunteer as coaches to help out the Circle of Life group at our school and just help them.
That sounds fun.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. I love just being able to meet the children. Just, they all have personalities. They're all people, and that's something that I feel like I had to learn, and I was given the ability and the opportunities, and I feel that God gave me the heart that he did, because I can truly see these kids, and I see who they are, and I see that they are people, and it's just so hard to not be empathetic, you know, when you see that one of your favorite little basketball stars didn't get to come to school today because he had to go to the hospital. I mean, it just hurts. Yeah. It really is hard, and so I feel that growing up with siblings that have to go through the things that they do and the hardships that they do, it really just was an eye-opener for me, especially just...
Well, that kind of segues into my next question. Maybe they just found out their brother or sister has some complex needs. What would you tell another teen facing that?
Something that I would tell a peer of mine that is going through something similar that I would have gone through would be that it's going to be hard. I'm going to be completely honest with them. It's going to be hard, and sometimes the most hard thing is the selfish thoughts. You know, it's, why doesn't my mom talk to me anymore? Why can't I go get driven to my friends anymore as much as I used to? Why do we have to go to all these events whenever I want to go to my friend's house, you know? I remember being just a teenager, middle school, feeling left out almost of my own family. And so what I would tell them is just to remember that what they're going through, their parents are going through the same thing as well. I would want to tell somebody of my age to make sure that they let go of all their feelings and try to be there for their parents.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about this question long and hard because I remember I did feel like I lost my mom. I mean, she was my best friend. And then with a span of 9 months, we had so much happen. All of a sudden I had 2 special needs siblings, and I wasn't able to do the things that I once was. And so something that I would tell them is just make sure you hug your parents. Make sure you take things slow, and to remember that it's always going to be okay, and that God is always going to be there, and just to give it into faith's hands. You know, one day might be hard, but 7 months to come, you're going to be enjoying your life, and you're going to love your sibling, and it's all going to be okay in the end.
Well, and you talked about mental health earlier with, like, maybe seeing a therapist, too.
Yes, that is really one of the key things, is just to remember who you are. Mm-hmm. Remember, you have a life outside of your family life. Sometimes it's hard to remember that as a young child because you are growing up with this family and you don't have a whole lot of freedom. And then once you have a child in the same house as you that has more needs, it kind of seems like you have less and less freedom because you're kind of getting less and less remembered. And but really, it's not like that. Really, your parents just need some help. And so whenever you keep yourself grounded and you find somebody to talk to and you seek the counseling that you need, it's really, it's an eye-opener. It helps you understand the situation from all points of views.
Well, and Clarabelle and Kyson have been a blessing. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
And finally, what does the word hero mean to you when you think about Clarabelle and Kyson?
The word hero, in regards to Clarabelle and Kyson, to me, mean perseverance and resilience. Kyson was told that he may never talk. Kyson was told that he might not even know what my face looks like. Clarabelle was told she might not ever be allowed to run. It might stop her heart, you know. Clarabelle can't play volleyball. She can't play softball, but she can dance and move her body like magically. Like, she's a beautiful dancer. Kyson is a wonderful, sweet little boy. I mean, with the things that they went through as young as they are, they're both under the age of 10 years old. The resilience and the perseverance is the hero that I see in the both of them.
Yeah. And speaking of heroes, like, has there been, like, how has Wichita's Littlest Heroes impacted your family?
Wichita's Littlest Heroes has helped my family in numerous ways, actually. Not only did it help Kyson and Clarabelle find peers, their peers that are going through the same things that they are, but it also helped, you know, my mom find adults that are having to go through the same things as her, and it helps her get out of the house sometimes. It helped my dad meet new people. As a sibling that got to go to all the events, I met other siblings. I even found out that I go to school with some of them.
That's cool.
You know?
That's cool.
Wichita's Littlest Heroes, my mom even used to, like, not work for, I'm pretty sure she worked, like, with the website a little bit. I mean, we were really involved. We love Wichita's Littlest Heroes. They're always just giving and giving and giving and trying to be so happy. I mean, that's the word that I can think of. Is just they bring light to a situation that would often make families feel that they're in dark and that they're stuck in the dark.
Yeah.
And yeah, we might feel alone sometimes. And Wichita's Littlest Heroes did, in fact, help not only my family, but I know it's helped numerous families just come together and understand each other.
Well, today's episode was incredibly special. We had the honor of interviewing Kalley and our courageous and compassionate 17-year-old sibling to two heroes, Clarabelle, who battles pulmonary issues, and Kyson, who lives with seizures, cerebral palsy, and was born with a brain bleed.
Kalley gave us a beautiful look into the life of a sibling in a medically complex family full of love, strength, and quiet resilience. Kalley, thank you for trusting us with your story.
Thank you. I was so happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, and a huge thank you to our generous sponsor, Covenant Housing. Make sure to like, share, and follow Life Beyond the Diagnosis. We appreciate you being here. Well, at Wichita's Littlest Heroes, we believe every child's story matters and every family deserves to be seen, supported, and celebrated. If today's episode moved you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a little hope. And until next time, keep showing up, keep believing, and knowing that you are never alone in this journey.